Einar Tangen joins me now from Beijing. He's a political and economic affairs commentator. Einar, this is President Xi's first time outside the Chinese mainland since the pandemic. We've been talking about the significance of that, but explain for us the timing plus the message that he's really trying to send on this anniversary.
Well, Elaine, it's the halfway point, and as he was re-emphasizing, he talked about this one country, two system. Now, the emphasis for him, the narrative is it's about one country. For many in Hong Kong, they say, well, it's about two systems. But if you start looking closely at the documents and what happened, you referenced this idea of fire that. Hong Kong had gone through a kind of a sea change. They had risen from Phoenix from a very, very difficult time. It's clear that Beijing has things under control. The city is peaceful. People are able to walk around. People are able to do business. COVID, of course, has been an issue, but he's talking about the future, and the future is about China and Hong Kong together, not separately.
Yeah, we've heard the word optimism mentioned many times. How should the international community, especially global business leaders, view the immediate future amid this commemoration and as Hong Kong moves ahead with a new chief executive?
Well, I mean, it's very hard to convince people of something they don't want to hear. I mean, if you start looking at a lot of other press reporting on this, it's all about, well, we didn't get to see him or something because there was a COVID sensitivity. He was kind of in a protective bubble. And they're talking about Hong Kong in terms of what they want to perceive it as, which is this idea that it was supposed to be a democratic, a separate entity. That was never the intention. It was quite clearly that it's one part of China. It was under British occupation rule for many, many years, over 140 years, due to being taken away during a drug war. So, at this time, Hong Kong has found its home, a rightful home, and it does have a prosperous future as part of the greater economic Bay Area that surrounds it. And it still plays a very important role. You can see that in the bourses. It's one of the areas where you still have deals going. The markets have been up. It's still a two-way gateway in and out of China for many people.
Einar, what are the goals and challenges for John Lee and the expectations as he assumes leadership there?
I think the number one challenge is the economic and social situation. For so long, I mean, for over 150 years, Hong Kong was in essence 5 million Hong Kong people working for the benefit of 2 million, mostly expats, who were living there. And they did not, especially in recent times, they didn't have access to adequate housing. They lived in these little closets and things like that to three generations together because of the price of real estate. They're now building a new city next to Shenzhen to kind of alleviate that, restore the ability to buy property. But a lot of it is really putting the socialists back into Hong Kong. Remember, Hong Kong had universal health. It still does. They need to improve that system. So a lot of the changes that you can expect there are about making sure that Hong Kong is a livable place, not just for the expats and business people who live there, but for the native people themselves.
All right, Einar Tangen, thanks for joining us. Always appreciate seeing you. Thank you so much.